I feel like I'm tearing the entire story apart to fix this one piece, which is so annoying. I don't want to tear I like the earlier parts in the story. I don't feel like those are bad. I feel like I feel like it's wrong. I feel like it's not going to work. And I feel like I don't want to spend a whole draft or two trying to make it work when I know right now it needs to be fixed. So let's just fix it. Okay. Hey everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Meredith E. Phillips, and we're going to get started on some revisions for draft 2 of my Regency romance. If you missed the last vlog, I'll have it linked below, but I had taken a break. I'd finished for draft 1, taken a little break, and then last weekend I reread the entire draft and I started taking notes on each scene. You know, what do I need to change? What do I need to add? What do I need to delete? Blah, 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 blah. And I finished up that note-taking stuff on Wednesday this past week. And I do think there are some changes I need to make, mainly to toward the end of the book, but it'll also then of course need fixing earlier in the book to make everything line up correctly. Jade, can you leave that alone? Leave it. But the question I found after I'd finished all the note-taking was, how do I fix it? How do I fix it? I was trying to think, how can I fix it? And I was sitting here at my computer and I was getting like absolutely nowhere. So on Thursday, I decided to take a little walk around my house because it's disgustingly humid already outside. But yeah, we took a little walk around the house and I recorded a voice memo of me talking to myself to try to work through this plot issue. It was 50 minutes. It was 50 minutes before I got to like maybe half of a solution. The voice memo is quite ridiculous. There's a lot of there's a lot of long-suffering sighs. Ugh. At one point I was attacked by mosquitoes. Oh, there's a little mosquito in here. No. Oh, these dumb mosquitoes. Ah! And yes, we have freaking mosquitoes in our house because even though both of our dogs are like greyhound fast, they are actually tortoise slow anytime they're coming in or out of the house. So the door's left wide open as they saunter their way across the threshold, and we get all kinds of mosquitoes and crap in the house. Anyway, so yeah, at the end of my little diatribe to myself, I did come to some ideas that I thought could work. And on Friday, I started trying to actually write some of it out. What do I need to change? How would this work out? Blah, 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 blah. I have some good thoughts. And so I feel like I've fleshed that out to some degree at least. And now I'm trying to go back in and see like, where do I need to insert new things? What kinds of stuff need to be deleted, changed, all the kind of stuff. And I'm actually doing this a little different than I've done it in the past. I've never done this before, but I just sort of like started doing it and it seemed like it was a good idea. So that's what we're doing. Basically what I did is I took my outline and I am updating the outline to reflect these new changes, which should then tell me, okay, this scene needs a mention of this person. You need a new scene here. You need to delete this scene completely, like all that kind of stuff. And then I'll be able to match it up with the actual manuscript. So anytime there's something that needs to be removed or changed, I'm like doing a strike through. I'm not actually deleting the text. I'm just striking it through in the outline. And then any new things, I'm adding new text and highlighting it. So hopefully that will help. I don't know. Have you ever done that? Do you update, if you're an outliner and you're going back in for revisions on a draft, do you update the outline first? Does that help you? I don't know. Again, I've never really done this. I don't know why this seemed like a good choice, but it did. So that's what I'm doing. I think what I'm really trying to see is like, you know, where exactly do I need new stuff? What exactly needs to be changed? Instead of looking at, you know, a nearly 60,000 word manuscript, I'm looking at a, you know, 8,000 word outline, which is a little more manageable, right? So we're going to try this, see if it helps, see if it works for me. And then we'll actually get into revision-y stuff. There's some other smaller pieces that I still need to work on, like how exactly I want to change it, but it's not necessarily connected with this other bigger issue that I've been dealing with, because you should probably deal with the bigger things first, you know? That usually is the general advice that's given. It's just now about 8:50 in the morning, so I am doing good on time. I'm gonna go ahead, get everything pulled up over here, and get to work. We will unfortunately need to move somebody first, because that's right where my feet are supposed to go. Feet? Yeah. What are you doing? You just chilling? You're gonna have to move. All right, so I've got everything pulled up over here. I have a little music pulled up. I'm gonna put on my headphones. And yeah, I'm gonna get started on this. And hopefully my little solution I thought up will work the way I think it's supposed to work. Let's get going. All right. It is almost 11. I've been here for about almost 2 hours working on this. I've gone through the entire outline up through the end of Act 3. I work with 4 acts, so I still have the last act to go. The earlier parts of the book have only like minor kinds of little updates and changes that feed into this new way of ending things. There's a lot of stuff to change in Act 3. I'm pretty sure there's going to be a good chunk of stuff to change here in Act 4. I almost have like 2 grand gestures now going on. She does something to, I don't want to say fix. I mean, she kind of like messes something up, not on purpose. Like she's trying, but it just doesn't work. And so she's trying to fix what she messed up, which will be like her grand gesture. And then he also needs to fix some stuff. So he has his grand gesture. Anyway, I'm not sure how to like kind of weave those two together so that they kind of come out. They can't happen at the same time. I'm not sure exactly how to, timeline it all out. But anyway, I'm going to get up just for a minute, wander around, and come back to this and hopefully finish this up. And then, I don't know, then I probably need to like reread it and see like, does this actually flow correctly? I don't know. Let me take a quick break and I'll be back here in just a minute. Okay, we're back. It is 11:15. I did not spend 10 minutes scrolling on Instagram, so I'm not sure how it's that late, but I'm going to try to go through Act 4 in the next 45 minutes, and then we'll take a longer break for lunch. Sounds like a plan. Let's see how fast we can get, well, I'm not trying to like speed through it, but like, let's kind of like move ourselves along and stop looking at Instagram. What a time suck it is. All right, it's almost noon and I'm not really done with this 4th act. I'm right at the very end. I've got like 3 scenes left, but I need to pull out my calendars and figure out how some of this is like supposed to be working. So yeah, I need to fiddle with more stuff there at the end, but I'm getting tired. I'm cranky. So I'm gonna get some food. I'm gonna take my little break and then we'll come back, get the calendars, and see like how all of this is actually falling into place, realistically. I think it'll work. I just can't figure it out just looking at the screen. So yeah, let's get some lunch and switch that laundry over. What are you talking about? Scrambled eggs doesn't go with cucumbers with ranch dip. Obviously it goes together perfectly. I will take no further questions on my lunch choices. Thank you. At this point, as far as I can tell, the vast majority of the scenes where I'm going to be revising stuff to fit in with this new sort of ending, those will be like the same dates. It's not that necessarily the event is changing, it's that conversation is changing and the outcome of the conversation is changing. Until we get to this last part where I actually do have several new scenes I'm going to insert, and I need to make sure it all lines up properly. So we've got the handy calendars. So yeah, let's look at these dates and see what I can do. Okay, I think I've got something that works. There's one aspect to this where it's like, I'm not sure how these two characters are going to interact with each other during a certain period of time. Like, it's going to be super awkward. I mean, I guess it can be. I'm not like 100% happy with it, but I maybe just need to sort of like dig into the scenes and kind of start rewriting stuff to know how to make it work best. Maybe. I think this idea can work, just sort of like some of the logistics of it are not super clear yet. So let me finish going through this outline, cleaning it up, and you know, with my new calendar info here, and then what? I don't know. Let's just do that first, and we'll see what we're gonna do next. I've gotten all that updated. Now what? Now what do I do? I think what I'm going to do now, earlier this week, I went through every scene/chapter and made notes about what to change within the scene. But not a lot of the notes. Some of the notes are things like, make sure you do this earlier, like plant seeds earlier so that this thing makes sense, or things where it's like incorporate other stuff in previous chapters. But I don't have any notes on those previous chapters about like, make sure to incorporate this thing so that 20 chapters later this makes sense. So I think what I'm going to do now is go through all of the notes on the individual scenes, and I have a separate notes document, notes on notes on notes. That's like a compilation document of a bunch of different overall notes, and I'm going to try to go through and collect the things I need to plant seeds for or mention earlier or whatever, and then try to figure out like, okay, where exactly am I going to fit these new pieces in? So let's do some consolidating and see what we can come up with. Don't you love when your comment to yourself is just no? No. How dare you? All right, it's that time of the afternoon again. 2:30, where I'm kind of losing steam. I have been working since like 9 o'clock. Well, I did take a little break for lunch. Anyway, you know what? I've been working hard. This is brain work. I'm getting a little like, I don't really want to work on this anymore today. I'm kind of at a good stopping point. I've put together my list here of like, add in this stuff at some earlier point than it's currently at. So that's ready. I think I might, what do I want to do? I think am I like ready to actually start revising stuff? Maybe not. Maybe I need to go in and fix some of the other things, like that one scene that needs to change venues. Maybe I should figure out, what are you going to change it to first? The setting isn't necessarily what has like the biggest impact from that section. Anyway, I'll think about it. I'll probably come back here at some point later today and plunk at things and poke at stuff. I don't know. But I need to kind of just be done for the moment at least, because my brain is just like, can you stop thinking for a little bit? Just for a little minute. And I'm like, yeah, that sounds like a good idea. So I'm going to quit for today for the most part. I'll be back here tomorrow. I have to go to the grocery store tomorrow. But yeah, I'll be back here at some point tomorrow to keep working on this. I think I'll pretty much be ready to start like actually changing the manuscript text. I think I'm good with notes. But for now, I am done. So I'll see you tomorrow. Good morning. I'm looking over all kinds of stuff. I went back to look at the goals I'd written down at the beginning of the year. And I mean, like, I had a pretty general idea, like, you know, I have them in mind most of the time, but I have a little, like, quarterly breakdown here of what I want to be done with or, you know, finish in each quarter. My goal for May was to revise through the first 10 chapters or 10 scenes of the book. And so, you know, right now we're about to dive into actually getting into revisions. It is May 12th. So I feel like I can do that. It might be a little tough, but I think I can do 10 chapters by the end of the month. I feel like that's doable. So just a little reminder, if you've written down goals 5+ months ago, maybe pull them out again and look through it just to kind of see how you're doing. And I forgot, I had started something all the way back in January. I literally did it for like 3 days and then didn't do it anymore. And I really want to keep doing it. So I listened to a podcast literally back in January where she said she keeps a log book. She's an artist, by the way. It's Julie Faye Van Balzer. I'm pretty sure I linked the podcast. I'll try to find it again. I linked it at some point for you. But in this podcast, she was talking about her art practice, what she does to continue her artistry. And she says she keeps like a log book where every day, if she's done, you know, if she's gone to her studio and done some sort of art work, what did she do? She just jots down a few lines about what she did during the day. And I thought that was cool. And I thought if I did that for my writing, that would be a really interesting log of like how I progressed through writing a draft, revising it, So I have 4 entries here from January and then no more. So I'm going to try to remember to like do this more often because I feel like that would be a really cool, something just really cool to look back on in years or months to come. So remind me to keep doing this. It's literally right here on my bookshelf and it's just sat there since January. Anyway, also, I'm watching this, part of this, it's like a 2-hour long interview. If you've not gone to the Film Courage YouTube channel, you need to get over there, okay? I'll link it below. And I know you're like, well, I'm not doing film, I'm a writer. That's fine. So many of these interviews talk about story structure, how to make your characters engaging or compelling for an audience, how to develop a character's needs and wants, or other things just in general about being an artist and how to engage in your own work and stuff like that. So many good interviews. Not all of them are 2 hours long. They usually have like a 2-hour long interview with somebody and then they take little pieces of that interview and upload them as separate little 10 to 15 minute long videos if you just want to see like some little pieces. So anyway, go over to their channel. I promise if you start scrolling through the massive amount of videos they have, you're going to find like 15 of them that you want to watch immediately. They have such good topics. I always come away with something really cool to think about or implement or whatever after I watch these. Anyway, it's just after 7. I need to get ready to go to the grocery store and then I will be back to actually do some writing work. All right, grocery shopping done. Groceries put away, check. Now I'm tired. No, just kidding. I mean, kind of, but I'm always tired. Anyway, it's kind of overcast today. It's supposed to rain again. So that should be nice, I guess. Real quick before I get back into revision-y stuff, I'm thinking about doing like a Q&A kind of thing about revision. So anything anyone would be interested in? I don't know if I would do it, like if I get a bunch of questions, I might do like a separate video for it. If I just get a handful, I might just make it like a little segment of the next vlog or something. But yeah, if you have any questions on revision, let me know. Whether that's just like in general, or if you have questions specifically about like what I'm doing or what my process is. Because it's such a big part of the process, but it's such a weird and difficult part of the process. I don't know. I just thought that might be fun. So let me know in the comments if you have questions, and if I can answer them, I will. Now, I didn't really have a very big breakfast, so I'm kind of hungry, even though it's like 10:30. So let me get a little something to eat, and then I'm going to get started on work. All right, I'm here. I need to get some music pulled up, and then I need to remember what the heck I was wanting to do. I did not spend time last night writing ideas for another book. Just leave me alone. I've got my little list of things here. I think what I want to do, okay, so yesterday I made that separate list of, what did I do? I made a separate list of things that I had noted in later chapters where it was like I need to work this into previous chapters. So I've got that whole list. So I'm going to go through now and find, okay, like where does this stuff need to go? Some of them I pretty much know, like this needs to be added to scene 1, this needs to be added to the scene here. Other things are more like layer this kind of thing in more. Okay. Where? So I'm going to try to look through this as best I can and add notes to the scene notes I already have, so that when I'm revising each individual scene, I have like a little list right there of like, try to work this in. Yeah, I think that will hopefully work. So a little bit more note organizing. I feel like I'm done with the note taking. I just need to like organize it all. Okay, let's get going. Let's get going. It's 11 o'clock. All of the notes are done. I think I'm done note taking. Should we revise chapter 1? It definitely needs a lot of work. Let's see what we can do with chapter 1. No! Okay, I don't even know how long I've actually been working on this. It's 1:30. I'm still on chapter 1. I've just got a lot of stuff I need to add in here. There's a lot of like, make sure you set this up, make sure you set that up, drop a hint about this upcoming thing, you know, like all this kind of thing. Those first chapters, man, they really do a lot of, they really pull a lot. Maybe almost done. I'm kind of changing the ending. I'm introducing another character because this other character's referenced a bunch of times and we never meet him. It's probably a good idea to meet him, so he fits within this scene. Yeah, just kind of slow going. What are you gonna do? I really haven't eaten lunch yet. So I'm gonna try to finish this maybe within the next half hour and then grab some lunch and maybe I'll be done for the day. I don't know. The scene originally was at 2,255 words and it's currently at 2,556 words and I'm not done yet, so I'm aiming for under 3,000 because that'll still fit on 10 pages double spaced, or it should. And I like having that first chapter be 10 pages because when you're querying, a lot of times 10 pages is what they want. So it's nice to be able to submit like your entire first chapter. That's not super important, but it's nice if you can make it work. Okay, let me see if I can finish this up in the next 35 minutes or so. Okay, I think I'm done for now. I'm at almost 2,900 words. It's a little bit clunky. I need to go back through it and kind of fiddle with some of the wording, but I've gotten all of the extra things I wanted to add are in there now, so that's good. Remember, my goal is to finish the first 10 chapters by the end of the month. So I've got like 2 weeks, a little over 2 weeks. I think I can do it. 9 to go. That gives me about 2 days a chapter. I can do that. I can do that. There are some things that I've noted in here that I am not addressing yet. So there's certain like descriptions that I'm just sort of like ignoring at the moment, or like places where I'm like, research this thing to make sure it's accurate. Like I'm not messing with that quite yet. I'll go back and mess with that some other time. I don't know. I don't really have like a particular plan. I might do it tomorrow. I might wait until I'm done like going through the entire thing and then go back and do those like slightly more nitpicky pieces. But yeah, I'm pleased so far. We're doing good. And I think that's going to be about it for today. Remember, if you have questions, like revision related questions, either in general or about my particular process or like the things I'm doing, let me know and I'll see if there's enough stuff. I'll do a whole video for that. If not, I'll do a little segment like in a future vlog addressing some of those questions. But yeah, for the moment, if you liked this video, give it a thumbs up. And if you haven't already, you can click the subscribe button. I post videos usually on Fridays. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you have a great rest of your day and I'll see you next time. Bye.